techniques, and occasional anomalies. Denver-struck coins are generally known for their sharp strikes, but in some cases, errors and unique conditions created coins of extraordinary rarity. The economic climate of the late 1990s ensured high production numbers, as the U.S. Mint was preparing for the upcoming state quarters program in 1999. This period of transition, with an increased focus on production, allowed for occasional mistakes and rare varieties to emerge. The 1997 D quarter represents a coin from the last Washington quarter before one of the most significant changes in American coinage history. Collectors value this coin because of the way it bridges the old and the new. It is the final stretch of the classic eagle reverse before the state quarters began. For this reason alone, pristine examples carry added historical weight, but the rarest among them rise far above the ordinary, achieving staggering levels of value. When examining these quarters, experts look for details in luster, strike quality, and preservation. Some examples are so finely struck and so well preserved that they become virtually unique, standing apart from the millions of ordinary circulation strikes. These exceptional survivors are the ones that collectors dream of. Beyond quality, certain errors associated with the 1997 D Mint quarters also capture attention. Coins struck on experimental planchets, double dies, and unusual misstrikes have all been reported. These anomalies turn a simple quarter into an artifact worth hundreds of thousands, and in the rarest cases, millions. The Denver Mint itself has a storied history. Known for producing high volumes of coins for everyday circulation, it occasionally became the birthplace of accidental treasures. The 1997 D quarter belongs to that rare category, where common production accidentally created something highly uncommon. Over time, stories of collectors finding rare 1997 D quarters have sparked enthusiasm in the coin community. Whether uncovered in bank rolls, inherited collections, or even loose change, these discoveries have reinforced the idea that valuable coins can still be hiding in plain sight. The design of the coin continues to inspire admiration. Washington's profile conveys dignity and leadership, while the eagle, wings spread wide, symbolizes freedom and strength. Holding such a coin in hand reminds collectors of its dual identity, as both an everyday tool of commerce and a piece of artistry worth preserving. The preservation of these coins is a crucial factor. Many 1997 D quarters entered circulation immediately, and their surfaces became marred with scratches, dings, and wear. Only a tiny fraction escaped this fate, remaining untouched and near perfect, making them extremely desirable today. Auction houses have seen remarkable interest whenever a rare 1997 D quarter appears on the market. Bidding wars often ensue, with collectors eager to secure one of the most valuable modern quarters ever known. The excitement surrounding these sales highlights the enduring allure of numismatics. For seasoned collectors, the 1997 D quarter represents more than value. It is a symbol of persistence and passion. Years of searching, studying, and preserving coins can lead to a discovery that transforms a modest collection into one of legendary importance. The beauty of this coin lies not only in its artistry and history but in its symbolism. It represents an era of change, a moment before the state quarters redefined American numismatics. This transitional significance adds layers of depth to its appeal. What makes the 1997 D quarter legendary is the combination of its rarity, condition, and cultural context. It tells a story of how even in the modern age, when millions of coins are produced, there can still be treasures that achieve mythic status. Each time a rare 1997 D quarter comes to light, it reminds collectors that numismatics is a journey of discovery. The idea that such coins may still be waiting in pockets or forgotten collections drives the passion of those who search tirelessly. For new collectors, the 1997 D quarter is both an inspiration and a challenge. It proves that extraordinary coins are not confined to centuries past but can be found within the recent decades of American coinage as well. When it comes to sheer value, the pinnacle of 1997 D quarter discoveries has stunned the numismatic community. One pristine and exceptionally rare specimen sold for an astonishing $2.99 million, placing it among the most valuable modern U.S. coins ever recorded. That record-breaking figure is more than a price tag. It is a reflection of how deeply collectors value rarity, condition, and history. It ensures that the 1997 D quarter will always be remembered as one of the defining treasures of modern numismatics. For those who hold such a coin, the sense of pride goes beyond wealth. It is the knowledge that they are preserving a piece of American history that will inspire future generations of collectors. As time passes, the legend of the 1997 D quarter only grows. Each story told, each discovery made, and each auction result adds to its reputation, ensuring it remains a central part of numismatic lore.in. The 1997 quarter dollar with the D mint mark is far more than an ordinary piece of change. It is a testament to the surprises hidden in everyday life, a symbol of historical transition, and a treasure worth millions that continues to captivate collectors around the world. And so, the journey of this remarkable coin continues. From its humble beginnings in the Denver Mint to its rise as a multi-million-dollar rarity, it stands as proof that even in the modern era, extraordinary treasures can still be found in the smallest places. The year 1967 was one of the most fascinating times in American coinage history, a moment when economic shifts and minting policies created unusual circumstances that collectors still study today. Among the coins struck during this period, the 1967 quarter dollar with no mint mark stands out as a symbol of change and unexpected rarity. The Washington quarter had already been a familiar face in American pockets for more than 3 decades by the late 1960s. Designed by John Flanagan, it carried the strong profile of George Washington on the obverse and the heraldic eagle on the reverse, a pairing that had become iconic in American life. But in 1967, something happened that made the coin more than just an everyday quarter. The mid-1960s saw the U.S. Mint under pressure like never before. With silver shortages driving major changes in coinage, the government had already abandoned the 90% silver quarters in favor of clad copper-nickel versions. At the same time, mint marks were temporarily suspended to reduce hoarding and speculation, meaning every quarter produced in 1965, 1966, and 1967 bore no mint mark. What might seem ordinary on the surface soon became extraordinary. Because of transitional strikes, experimental runs, and minting errors, some 1967 quarters were produced in ways that made them unique. The absence of the mint mark, combined with these rare mistakes, has elevated certain examples of the coin to legendary status among collectors. In the frenzy of production, the mint had to meet massive demand for circulating coinage. Rushed conditions sometimes meant unusual planchets or striking issues slipped through quality control. A few quarters struck in 1967 turned out to be exceptional rarities, either because of their metallic composition, their sharpness of strike, or simply the preservation of the average person handling the 1967 quarter, nothing like unusual. But coin experts know how to spot the subtle differences. In some cases, coins were mistakenly struck on leftover silver planchets from 1964, while in others, unique striking characteristics made them stand apart from the millions of ordinary clad pieces. The suspension of mint marks only deepened the mystery. Without a mint mark, it is more difficult to trace a coin back to its origin, and that uncertainty has always intrigued collectors. The 1967 mint mark quarter thus became not only a part of daily transactions, but also an object of speculation and intense study. Stories of collectors discovering these rarities in circulation have fueled the excitement. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out change, and finding a coin that could be worth a fortune. Such tales keep the fascination alive, inspiring both seasoned numismatists and beginners to check every quarter carefully. The 1967 quarter also represents the spirit of transition. It bridges the gap between the era of silver coinage and the modern clad coinage that still circulates today. This transitional identity gives it symbolic weight, making it more than just another dated piece of currency. Auction houses have played a major role in shaping the legend of the 1967 quarter. When rare examples appear at public sales, collectors compete fiercely, driving values far beyond what anyone could have imagined for a coin that began its life worth only 25 cents. Part of the coin's enduring mystique lies in its survival. So many 1967 quarters circulated heavily, wearing down and losing their original mint luster. The few that remained untouched, preserved in near perfect condition, are now considered treasures of numismatic art and history. This coin story is one of chance, history, and perseverance. It teaches us how objects created for everyday commerce can transform into cultural artifacts once time and circumstance reveal their deeper meaning. For those who own a rare 1967 the sense of pride is immense. It is not simply about wealth, but about holding a piece of American history that few others can ever claim. The design itself contributes to the coin's timelessness. Washington's profile exudes dignity, while the eagle on the reverse stands for strength and vigilance, a pairing that reinforces the symbolic importance of this small yet powerful coin. Collectors who study the 1967 quarter often remark on its ability to inspire curiosity. It makes people ask questions, dive into research, and appreciate the fine details of minting history. In this way, the coin does more than sit in a holder. It educates and inspires. As time goes on, its scarcity only grows. Every year that passes, fewer pristine examples exist, and the legend of the 1967 quarter grows stronger. Each discovery of a high-grade or error piece adds fuel to the fire of its reputation. This coin reminds us that value is often hidden in plain sight. Something as ordinary as a quarter can carry extraordinary worth if one knows where to look, and that lesson resonates beyond numismatics into everyday life. When it comes to value, countless examples of the 1967 no-mint-mark quarter, especially those struck on transitional silver planchets or preserved in flawless condition, have shocked the world with record-breaking sales. One of these rarities reached the staggering sum of $1.57 million, proving that this unassuming coin has become one of the most valuable in modern U.S. history. Such a price is more than just a number. It is a symbol of passion. It shows how collectors treasure history, rarity, and perfection when they come together in one remarkable piece. That figure ensures the 1967 quarter's place as a modern legend in the coin collecting community. For new collectors, this coin serves as inspiration. It shows that great discoveries can still be made, even in the coins we handle daily. Every jar of change, every inherited collection, carries the potential of yielding a story like that of the 1967 quarter. The rarity of this coin also highlights the importance of preservation. Coins are more than currency, they are storytellers of their time. Keeping them safe and studying them carefully ensures that future generations can connect with the past in ways that books alone cannot achieve. Ultimately, the 1967 quarter dollar with no mint mark is not just about value, but about meaning. It represents a crossroads in American coinage, a hidden treasure waiting to be found, and a reminder that the most ordinary objects can become extraordinary symbols of history and worth. And so, the story continues. With every collector who searches, every auction that reveals a hidden gem, and every tale of discovery, the legend of the 1967 quarter grows. From the humblest beginnings as pocket change to a coin worth millions, it remains a lasting testament to the unexpected treasures history leaves behind. The year 1965 marked a dramatic turning point in United States coinage, and among the coins that hold a mysterious charm for collectors, the 1965 quarter dollar with no mint mark stands as one of the most fascinating. This coin is not just a piece of change from the past, it represents a story of transition, controversy, and an unexpected rarity that has captured the imagination of those who study numismatics. When the mid-60s began, the U.S. Mint faced an unprecedented shortage of silver. Rising silver prices made it difficult to keep minting coins with the same metal composition, as people were hoarding them for their intrinsic value. The Mint had to make a historic decision, and by 1965, the silver quarters were replaced by clad copper-nickel coins, a shift that ended centuries of silver coin production for circulating quarters. The Washington quarter of 1965 was the first to fully embrace this new copper-nickel clad composition. It carried the same familiar design of George Washington on the obverse and the heraldic eagle on the reverse, but beneath the surface, its substance had changed forever. For many, it looked like every other quarter in circulation, but for careful collectors, a few striking differences made certain examples extraordinary. The most discussed rarity is the 1965 quarter with no mint mark. While most quarters struck that year carried no mint mark as standard practice, there exist special transitional errors, experimental strikes, and examples that bear subtle features distinguishing them from the ordinary issues. These coins were created at a time of great pressure within the mint, and in the confusion of rapidly changing compositions, special varieties slipped into circulation. Collectors who dive deep into the history of this quarter often discover that it was born in an era of haste. The Mint had to rush production to meet the enormous demand for coins, and in doing so, some quarters struck on leftover 90% silver planchets from 1964 found their way into the 1965 run. These errors, along with other unusual striking conditions, gave rise to one of the most treasured coin varieties in American numismatic history. The fact that these coins bear no mint mark adds to the mystery. During this period, the mint suspended the use of mint marks to discourage hoarding and speculation. This policy, combined with the transition to clad coinage, created a perfect storm of confusion that makes distinguishing valuable 1965 quarters such a challenge today for collectors. What makes this coin so appealing is not only its historical context, but also the difficulty in finding authentic and well-preserved examples. Many 1965 quarters circulated heavily, showing wear and losing their brilliance, but a select few that survived in pristine condition became the crown jewels of collections. Each time one of these rare examples surfaces, it sparks excitement in the coin world. Auction houses have seen fierce bidding wars, and coin enthusiasts pay close attention whenever such a piece comes under the hammer. The story behind the coin becomes just as important as its metallic makeup, elevating its significance far beyond its original 25-cent value. The presence of transitional errors, particularly those struck on silver planchets intended for 1,964 coins, makes the 1965 no mint mark quarter a true treasure. The fact that these mistakes occurred during such a crucial change in U.S. coinage history only amplifies the desirability among advanced collectors. What further fuels the allure of this coin is its role as a symbol of change. It stands at the crossroads between the classic silver era and the modern clad era. Owning one is like holding a piece of history where two worlds collided, the old tradition and a new reality shaped by economic necessity. Stories abound of individuals discovering these coins by chance, tucked away in jars, inherited collections, or mixed in with ordinary pocket change. The surprise of realizing a seemingly common coin could actually be a multi-million-dollar rarity is the kind of tale that keeps collectors endlessly searching. The coin's design itself holds an undeniable charm. John Flanagan's portrait of Washington had already become iconic by the mid-1960s, and seeing it on a piece that carried such hidden value only deepens the sense of awe. The eagle on the reverse reinforces the strength and endurance of the nation, making the coin both a piece of art and a historic relic. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1965 quarter is the way it continues to generate intrigue decades after its minting. Unlike many other coins whose values stabilize over time, this one grows ever more legendary as new discoveries and auction results come to light. Collectors often describe the thrill of holding one as electric. The knowledge that such a coin has survived against the odds, avoided being lost, melted, or overlooked, is what gives it a nearly mythical reputation, even for those who never own one. Simply studying the coin's history teaches powerful lessons about the U.S. mint, the economy of the 1960s, and the way everyday objects can transform into priceless treasures. This is not just a coin, it is a conversation starter, a mystery, and a marker of history all rolled into one. Its story has traveled far beyond the world of numismatics, capturing the imagination of ordinary people fascinated by the idea that something so small could hold such immense value. In terms of value, the rarest and most pristine 1965 no mint mark quarters, particularly the silver planchet errors, have shocked the world with their staggering auction results. One of these gems was recorded to reach an astonishing price of $1.25 million, cementing its place among the most valuable modern U.S. coins ever known. This value is not just a number, it is proof of how deeply collectors value history, rarity, and condition when it all comes together in one extraordinary piece. The incredible worth attached to this coin ensures it will always be remembered as one of the legends of American coinage. For anyone lucky enough to possess one, the responsibility is immense. Such coins must be carefully preserved, professionally graded, and protected, for they represent not only personal fortune but also a piece of national heritage. The story of the 1965 quarter reminds us that sometimes the most valuable treasures are hiding in plain sight. A quarter that once passed from hand to hand in ordinary transactions has become a star in the world of collectibles, teaching us that true value often lies in the details unseen by the casual eye. Future generations of collectors will no doubt continue to be inspired by this remarkable coin. As more stories are told and as more people learn of its existence, the legend of the 1965 quarter will only grow stronger, securing its place in numismatic history for centuries to come. And so, the journey of the 1965 quarter dollar with no mint mark continues, a tale of transition, rarity, and staggering worth. It reminds us that even the humblest coin can rise to unimaginable heights, forever cherished by those who understand the hidden power of history and preservation.
कितने पैसे हैं कौन है पैसे थे 460 रुपए का तो पार्सल आंदा
फिर
स्टैंड जेड़ा तोड़ा
ਐਵੇਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਖਾ ਗਏ ਨੇ ਖਾ ਗਏ ਨਾ ਖਾ ਗਏ
हर बार ही आंदा
ਹਾਂ
50 रुपये का तुम्हें ना करना चाहिए ते इतने रखने आने पैसे हैं नहीं
ਕਿੱਥੇ
टोकरी विच
ਮੈਂ ਮੇਰਾ ਟੋਕਰੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਰਾਈਟ ਆ ਟੋਕਰੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੰਗੀ ਹੋਇਆ
कितने नहीं
ਮੈਂ ਪਾਪੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਡੱਬਾ ਮਿਠਾਈ ਦਾ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਚੱਲੇ ਜਾ ਆਇਓ ਨਾ ਗੱਲ ਬਣ ਗਿਆ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਕਾਂ ਤੇ ਚਿੱਟੇ ਲੱਡੂ ਖਵਾਉਣੇ ਕਾਲੇ ਬਰਫੀ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨੂੰ
ये सब भी नहीं आई है
ਨਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੋਲ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਰੋਟੀਆਂ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਵੇਚ ਗਏ
क्या रोटियां बेच
ਆ ਰੋਟੀਆਂ
किधर
ਤਾਂ ਰੋਟੀਆਂ ਵੇਚੀਆਂ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ
ਕਿਹਦੇ
ਦੱਸੀ ਨਾ ਆ ਵੇ ਘਰ ਪਈਆਂ ਦੀ ਬੋਰੀ ਹੋਈ ਪਈ ਪੂਰੀ
इसको कौन सा अंदर गदी इस वाली रोटियां बेच तो 100
ना।
की हो गया तब मिठाई का खा लंबी को कोई नहीं लेनी बैठ या बर्गर लेकर तो आप खा रहे
ਸਾਲ ਮੈਂ ਨਾ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਵਾਲੀ ਇੱਕ ਪਾਲ ਵਿੱਚ
की करते हैं
ਮਈਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੇ ਸਮਈਆਂ ਖਾਸ ਕੇ ਦੋ ਦੇ ਸੰਪੀਸਾ देख रोटियां सुन सुन
मम्मी तक पैसे देने को नहीं और किसी को पता है
हाँ एक बार फोन आ लड़का
तो मासूम लगी मुन आ रहा ना सारी कर रहा है मैं तेरे बुक खा
हाँ
मैं तेरा बुक खा
मेरे पापा ही बस मेरे मन का के वक्त आ जल्दी ही पई गई जल्दी मेरे मन पता क्या करने तू अन्य रूम में जब हम कौन ना बल्ले ही बल्ले तू अन्य खाना तो जानते मैं तेरे एक को सुनता ही हूँ सुनूँ
दुनिया से आनी
हाँ तो छापा नहीं मिलती जा aku di mana ni lagi ni kita ni mana ni saya मैं तो कर रहा हूँ अभी तो अपनी गाड़ी में तो नहीं है
आपे भी मम्मा कह रही हैं कि ना हमारे आप हमें घर नहीं लगी हमारे घर कोई भी नहीं है ना पापा है ना भाई है आप हमारे घर आते ये बैठी है इसमें
मैं कोई माना मुना
तेरे पास कॉन्फिडेंस अभी तो आ रहा है
ये ना इतने सालों बाद हमें कोई ऐसा इवेंट आया। मामू शादी, आपकी शादी, आप लोगों को
दूर दूर तक कोई
अब हमारे ना इस या अगले साल में 2 शादियाँ हैं।
एक बार
जिसकी आज मंगनी है ना, उसकी शायद इसी साल में है और अगले साल में फरवरी में मेरे कजिन की है।
जिसको हम कहते हैं
हमारा बस साउदी फ्रेंड का हकीका ही होना है और कुछ नहीं।
तो क्या मैं क्या करूँगी?
नचांगी
प्यार होंगे, मेहंदी होगी,
नहीं।
मेरा और मेरा और इब्राहिम का एक जैसा ड्रेस होगा। मेरी पहली होगी वैसे कलर, इब्राहिम का वापस
पैर ही नहीं है, फ्रॉक
फ्रॉक तो दूसरी वाली होती है और
अच्छा बारबी फ्रॉक वो मेरे पास भी है। आज मैंने वो पहननी थी, उसका टार्ट से नहीं मिला।
कौन सा
तो नहीं तो कोई भी पहन लो।
नहीं ना, इतनी है बस यहाँ से बस थोड़ा सा टाइट नजर आ रहा है।
बस कोई भी पहन लो।
वो टाइट्स को ओपन
बस
कर
फिर वो अब इसने दूसरे क्या करना है, इसने